Good morning. My dear students, welcome you all to Plus One Gandhian Studies class. Today we discuss the second chapter, Transformation of Gandhi, Phase 1. For a better understanding and convenience of study, we are going to divide this chapter into two. First one that deals with Gandhi's early life, his family background, his parentage, and his early school days. And on the second part, we discuss the impact and influence of Gandhi's student life in London. And we know we inherit many good values, ethical and moral values, from our parents and from the family background. Therefore, let us examine how did Gandhi's family background and his parentage helped him to mold his personality and character. So now I try to recall your memory. You have already studied or learned the family background and something about Gandhi's contribution to India's struggle for freedom. May I ask you a question? What do you know about Gandhi's family background and what do you know about his father and mother? So as an introduction to this chapter, we are going to analyze Gandhi's early life, family background and early school days. And what is the purpose of learning Gandhi's early life? That is to explain and evaluate or analyze how far Gandhi's family background and early life have influenced him to mold up his life and thoughts. I will explain. Gandhi was born on 2nd October 1869 at Porbandar in Kathiawar. Porbandar was a minor princely state and Gandhi's way belonged to Vaishnava faith and Baniya caste. Okay, and they were sincere, dedicated and patriotic. As we all know, Gandhi's father Karamchand Gandhi was the Diwan of Porbandar. He was very truthful and sincere. Gandhi got the values such as practical wisdom and patriotism, truthfulness, integrity of character, sincerity, etc. from his father. And there were some religious discussions and discourses were occurred in Gandhi's house related to almost all matters such as social, political, economic and religious. Jain monks were frequently visited Gandhi's house, and from all these discussions and discourses that Gandhi got the idea of the condition of India, secularism, religious pluralism and unity in diversity. So Gandhi got all these ideas from his father. And again, now we are going to analyze the influence of his mother, Putli Bhai, on him. So his mother was Putli Bhai. She was deeply religious in her nature. And she used to visit Haveli. She visited temples every day. And she led a very saintly life. Gandhi himself admitted and written in his autobiography that he was very much influenced by a particular characteristic of his mother. There is none other than the saintly life. And he got the idea of vridas, fasting, prayer, etc. from his mother. Gandhi also admitted that he was learned the first lesson of non-violence from his mother. For a better understanding, I advise all of you to read Gandhi's autobiography, The Story of My Experiments with Truth. So that was the influence of Gandhi's mother on him. And now let us examine how did Gandhi's grandfather Uttam Chand Gandhi influence him. Uttam Chand Gandhi was also the Diwan of Porbandar, and Gandhi's father inherited the diwanship from his father Uttam Chand Gandhi, and he was also very patriotic. In order to prove Uttam Chand Gandhi's patriotic feeling. Let me quote an example. One day, Uttam Chand Gandhi got an invitation from the Nawab of Junagadh. When he met the Nawab, he used his left hand to salute him, and the Nawab asked the reason behind this behavior. And Uttam Chand Gandhi said, I will use my right hand only to salute the flag of my nation. That was the reply. And this incident shows Uttam Chand Gandhi's patriotic feeling. So his grandfather Uttam Chand Gandhi also influenced him very much to develop a sense of patriotism. So we are now going to understand the influence of another personality from Gandhi's early childhood days. That is none other than the influence of his family nurse Rambha. And during the childhood days, Gandhi was very much afraid of ghosts. And it was that his nurse Rambha suggested Gandhi to repeat Ramanama to get it from the fear of ghosts. So Gandhi repeated Ramanama till his last breath. And that was the contribution of Rambha, Gandhi's nurse, to his life. So from these discussions, you can expect a question for score 4. Family is the first school and parents are the first teachers. Give answer by quoting examples from Gandhi's early life. So now we are going to understand 5 important events from Gandhi's early school days. So what is the purpose of learning all these 5 incidents? Okay, that is to understand and to prove that Gandhi was very sincere, dedicated, truthful and patriotic from his early school days. In order to prove that, hereby I am trying to bring out certain examples from Gandhi's early school days. Okay, so the first incident from his early school days is the kettle incident. One day, an education inspector, Mr. Gills, visited Gandhi's classroom and he decided to conduct a dictation of 5 words. All students except Gandhi got 5 out of 5, full score, but Gandhi misspelled, wrongly written the word kettle, and his teacher tried to write that particular word on the ground using his shoes, and his teacher prompted Gandhi, compelled Gandhi to copy that particular word. So most shameful incident that a teacher himself demeaned into law actions, and Gandhi never have tried to learn this art of copying from his teacher. Okay, Gandhi never have learned the art of copying. So this is the lesson that we are getting from this kettle incident. This shows Gandhi's truthfulness. And another incident is meat eating. And Gandhi was patriotic from his early childhood days. He was very much influenced by the Gujarati poet Shyamlal Bhatt and was also influenced by another poet named Narmad. And from these poets, Gandhi got patriotic ideas. And he was also very much influenced by his good friend Sheikh Mehta. He had the view that Indians are weak because of vegetarianism. The British captured and colonized India because of this weakness. So his friend Sheikh Mehta that suggested Gandhi to use meat or eat meat to express his patriotism. So the third incident from Gandhi's early school days is stealing. So he was very much influenced by the Western luxurious life. So he decided to start smoking. One day, Gandhi found it very difficult to get money to purchase the cigarettes. So he decided to steal a small bit of gold from his brother's amulet. This incident was a turning point in Gandhi's life. After doing this behavior, Gandhi realized that it is sin and not good to cheat or deceive our parents. Gandhi decided to confess. So he wrote a confession letter and submitted to his father. During this time, Karamchand Gandhi was lying on the bed and he was sick. Gandhi admitted this guilt, misbehavior, the act of stealing, and he promised his father that he will never repeat the crime again. But Gandhi could not stand the pain in deceiving his father, who had deep faith in him. Gandhiji asked his father to punish him, but Gandhi's father cried, and he never punished the young Gandhi. It was a turning point in Gandhi's life. May I quote Gandhi's own words from his autobiography: a clean confession combined with a promise never to commit the sin again, when offered before one who has the right to receive it, is the purest type of repentance. It was the most creative incident in Gandhi's life, because from this incident Gandhi realized the power of non-violence to change the heart. The tears came out from the eyes of his father, cleansed his heart. And the fourth incident is the influence of a drama, Harishchandra. Who was Harishchandra? Harishchandra was a truthful king. He was very honest. Gandhi was very much influenced by the truthfulness of the prince, Harishchandra. So Gandhi thought himself, if Harishchandra can be truthful, why should not all be truthful like Harishchandra? This was the question that Gandhi asked himself. The fifth incident is Shravana Pitrubhakti Nataka. Gandhi was very much influenced by Shravana's devotion to his parents. Shravana Kumara took his blind parents with him wherever he went. And Gandhi said, here is an example to copy. We can copy this message into our life. So Shravana Pitrubhakti Nataka shows our dedication and respect to the parents. We never deceive our parents. So this was the message that Gandhi got from Shravana Pitrubhakti Nataka. Now we have successfully completed first part of this chapter, Transformational Gandhi Phase 1. Here we have made an attempt to understand Gandhi's early influences, and we have evaluated that how far Gandhi was sincere, dedicated and patriotic from his early childhood days. So that was the purpose of learning part 1 of this chapter. Now let us begin the second part, and while we learn the second part, we can answer to the question, the London life have spiritualized Gandhi's life, or the London life have contributed enough for Gandhi's spiritual growth. We will continue the discussions on part 2 of this chapter in the next class. Thank you all.